Hey, babe, what you got there?
This is a check from Carvana. I just sold my car to them. I went online and Carvana gave me an offer right away. Then they just picked up the car and gave me this.
Oh, that's a big check. Well, obviously you could put this towards your next car, or we could finally get that jacuzzi, or I could start taking tuba lessons, or I could quit my job and write my memoir.
Or I can put it towards my next car with Carvana.
Sorry, your check, not mine.
Sell your car to Carvana. Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get a real offer in seconds.
On today's Smart 7, Zelensky says he didn't try to kill Putin, Gwyneth Paltrow spills the beans, and lots more. It's Thursday the 4th of May, it's World Password Day, and happy birthday Rory McIlroy.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
People are heading to the polls in England's local elections with 230 councils in play and 8,000 seats up for grabs. A reminder, for the first time you're required to show photo ID, so don't forget it. On the last full day of campaigning on Wednesday, Rishi Sunak claimed Labour's policy to increase the UK's housing stock would have disastrous consequences. And he certainly thinks he knows who people should or shouldn't vote for.
The choice before the country is clear. When they go to that ballot box, they can see a party that stands for higher council tax, higher crime, and a litany of broken promises. Meanwhile, we're getting on with delivering what we say.
The PM says his party will lower inflation while Labour's plans will just see more debt. Sir Keir Starmer, meanwhile, attacked the Conservatives' economic record and the impact of Liz Truss's mini-budget on mortgage holders. He said higher interest rates have affected hundreds of thousands of people.
The question was how many people are paying more on their mortgages each month. And the answer that the Prime Minister avoided giving is 850,000 paying more on their mortgage each month because his party used their money as a casino chip.
The SNP's Stephen Flynn had a question too on Labour's recent U-turn on tuition fees.
For the avoidance of any doubt, the Conservatives don't believe in abolishing tuition fees, and of course the Labour Party, now with their own Nick Clegg moment, don't believe in abolishing tuition fees. Is it not the case that the main Westminster parties don't offer young people any hope at all, do they?
The Health Secretary is being warned the improved nurses' pay offer approved this week for NHS staff isn't enough for members of the Royal College of Nursing. Despite the deal being agreed by the majority of health unions, the RCN says they'll ballot for further strike action over the 5% pay rise and lump sum. Patricia Marquis from the RCN says ministers have to address the workforce crisis.
I think what we need to do is demonstrate to the government that nursing's voice isn't going to be silenced any further and get to a place where the government has no choice but to listen to us.
NHS Providers Chief Exec Sir Julian Hartley says trust leaders aren't out of the woods just yet. He told BBC morale was an issue among staff and said everyone who makes the NHS special needs to come together.
The challenges have never been greater for the NHS, but it is all about delivering for people and making sure we've got that long-term workforce plan.
Russia has accused Ukraine of a failed attempt to assassinate Vladimir Putin in a drone attack. Footage on Russian social media appears to show an object exploding and a plume of smoke rising over the Kremlin in an alleged incident early on Wednesday morning. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken says he can't verify the report.
I would take anything coming out of the Kremlin with a very large shaker of salt. So let's see. We'll see what the facts are.
Russia says it reserves the right to respond whenever and wherever it feels appropriate, and former President Dmitry Medvedev called for the assassination of Ukrainian President Zelensky in retaliation for what it called a terrorist attack. Zelensky wasn't in Ukraine on Wednesday. Instead, he was attending a Nordic security conference. Bertie spoke from Finland.
We don't attack Putin. We fight on our territory. We are defending our villages and cities. We don't have enough weapons for this. That's why we don't use it anywhere.
Police in Serbia say a teenager who shot dead 9 people at his school planned his attack meticulously, including drawing sketches of classrooms. 8 students and a school guard were killed in the capital Belgrade yesterday morning, while more students and a teacher were injured. A 13-year-old boy was arrested in the schoolyard, but is too young to be held criminally responsible, and so the country's president says he'll be placed in a psychiatric institution. This pupil described what happened when the shooting started.
One boy was shot in the leg, one girl was injured. I think also 2 more boys, but he did not shoot them all. It was horrible. He looked nice, he had good grades, but we didn't know much about him. He was not so open with everybody. Definitely, I wasn't expecting this to happen.
Still to come on the Smart 7, there's plenty of sand in the new Dune trailer, and Gwyneth Paltrow tells all. Right after this. Welcome back.
Sam Allardyce has agreed to become the new manager of Premier League strugglers Leeds. The former West Ham and Bolton boss has replaced Javi Gracia, who was sacked after less than 3 months in the job. And first up, it's a trip to title-chasing Man City on Saturday. City were playing on Wednesday night, taking on West Ham, while Liverpool beat Fulham 1-0. It was another easy 3 points for City as they won 3-0, while Erling Haaland broke the Premier League scoring record, notching 35 goals in his first season and putting his club back on the top of the table. The evening also saw City score 1,000 goals under Pep's management, and he seemed pretty happy about that too.
The goal at the end is the moment of the pleasure for our fans and ourselves. So 1,000 times we enjoyed. So yeah, it's not bad. A lot of goals. So yeah, very pleased for all the players.
Gwyneth Paltrow's never been what you call shy. Between candles that smell, well, like her, and the jade egg that Goop sell, it's pretty much all out there. But now she's outdone herself, appearing on the Call Her Daddy podcast, where frank chat is very much the order of the day. She warmed up by discussing how she and Brad Pitt met.
We sort of said hi on set, and it was like major love at first sight. It was crazy.
But then she got into it with a direct comparison between Brad and fellow ex Ben Affleck and how they handled her candle.
Who was better in bed? Brad was like the sort of major chemistry love of your life, and then like Ben was like technically excellent.
We get a glimpse of Florence Pugh as Princess Irulan in the teaser trailer for the second instalment of Denis Villeneuve's sci-fi film Dune. The British actress plays the daughter of the supreme ruler of the galaxy, Emperor Shaddam IV, played by Christopher Walken. And good news for Cheekbone fans, as we also get to see more of the relationship between Timothée Chalamet's Paul Atreides and Zendaya's character Chani. Part 2 arrives in cinemas on November the 3rd.
In the shadows of Arrakis lie many secrets. But the darkest of them all may remain the end of House Atreides. Your father didn't believe in revenge. What if Paul Atreides were still alive?
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.